Is that a Boston Celtics 2022 NBA championship that I smell? Because I think it is. Yo, what's good? It is your boy, J-Rod. And today, man, I know some of you guys have been waiting on a video like this, and we are finally here. I am going to be talking about the Celtics' generational defense and what they have been able to do in this Brooklyn Nets series. It's incredible. Even as a Boston Celtics fan, my prediction, I had the Celtics in 7. 3 up? 3-0? I mean, man, this is it's wild. I did not think we'd be up 3-0 on the Nets. I don't think anyone thought that. What the Boston Celtics have been able to do has been absolutely incredible. And I just thought we, should start off this video with this clip here.
Hey, yo. Cheers. Hey, Patty coming back to the BK. Black and white. Hey, you balling. I got 40 tonight. There's going to be problems for the Boston Celtics this year. I'm telling you. Fuck out of here. You know, in a live Patty ass up. This guy's a problem.
One more time. Play it back.
Get out of here, man. Hey, yo. Cheers. Hey, Patty coming back to the BK. Black and white. Hey, you balling. I got 40 tonight. There's going to be problems for the Boston Celtics this year.
Oh, I love hearing this. Watch this backstab me and the Nets just win 4 games in a row. Like, Ben Simmons comes back and just, somehow drops 40. But yeah, as I explain the Celtics generational defense, I'll have highlights from Game 3 playing in the background. In my years of watching the Boston Celtics have always had a pretty solid defense, right? Back with the Brad Stevens teams, even on that team with Isaiah Thomas being sort of a liability when it comes to the defensive end. Relax. When it comes to the defensive end, we still always had a solid defense. This defense, I've never seen an NBA team play this good of defense. I'm not even saying this as a Celtics fan or to D-Ride. It is just facts, bro. The way that this team is constructed and built on the defensive end of the court is look at this, bro. Look at these plays. It's when I watch this team, it's mind-blowing because I've never seen, we have a lot of core players that have played on the Celtics team for a while at this point. Tatum's been here for a long time now. Long time being that, they're still young players, but they've been here for a while now. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart for a long-ass time. Daniel Theis, even though he got traded in and out, he's still been a Celtics for a long time. Al Horford, even though he left, he was still a Celtic before. So, and I always watch, and I just never, obviously they put effort in on the defensive side of the court, but what I've seen in this year's playoffs is just effort to a whole nother level. I never thought as much as I love Jason Tatum and how much I know that he's a great player, I never thought that Jason Tatum would be willing to put more effort on the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side of the ball, especially in a playoff series. You watch all 3 of these games, he is legitimately putting more effort in on the defensive side than the offensive. He purposely gasses himself on defense and uses all of his energy and then conserves his energy on offense. Because what the Celtics have been doing is the first 2 quarters or 3, you'll see Jason Tatum really doesn't have that many points or shot attempts. He's facilitating. He's giving it to guys like Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Derek White to get hot early. And then when that 4th quarter comes, he'll have that energy to where he can produce not only on the defensive side, but the offensive as well. That's why in a lot of these games, Tatum doesn't have a lot of points, but he gets so many in the 4th quarter. And it's the same thing with Jaylen Brown as well. Jaylen Brown's putting in so much effort on the defensive end. And Jason Tatum has just been, he's always been a solid defender due to his height, his length, and stuff like that. But I never thought he would put this much effort into defense. And I think he's really starting to realize, you could see just how mature of a player he's starting to become. And you could see that he's starting to realize that, hey, if I put in this effort on the defensive side of the court, it's going to translate in offensive buckets. it's going to translate in fast break points. It's going to translate in tiring out the other team when they go on the defensive end. Hell of a lot there to Rob Williams. Just the effort and this IQ of the whole defense. I mean, it's so fun to watch, dude. Because I love watching defensive basketball, bro. It's so sick seeing people get steals, blocks, cutting off passing lanes. Just, I love watching defense, bro. And what's so dangerous about the Celtics team is that the way that we have it now, Ime Udoka has really stressed the concept of doing switches on everything, which is something that we didn't really do as much with Brad Stevens. But we have the lineups now. Let me turn down that music a little bit. We have the lineups where literally everyone can switch. Like, even in our big lineups when we have Horford and Rob Williams, those are two guys that, you know, they're not terrific perimeter defenders, but they can hold their own if they have to step outside the paint and lock a guy up. So you see so many times, you'll see Al Horford be on Claxton, and then you see an off-ball or on-ball screen. Regardless if it's off-ball or on-ball, you're going to see a switch, which is just awesome to see, because typically only the switches will come from an on-ball screen, and off-ball they'll just keep going. But you see the switches on the off-ball screen. They'll double up in the off-ball post to KD to make sure that they got two guys. Look at this. What they're doing, KD loves this mid-range area. When he's getting doubled with the ball, or when really good defense is playing good on the ball, I'm sure Steve Nash and KD and other people thought, okay, let's try and get KD the ball in an off-ball situation. Let's have KD not have the ball in his hands. So you look here, bro. And right away, this is KD's sweet spot. Anything in this mid-range post area, that's where he wants the ball off a catch. He sees that coming miles away. Jason Tatum collapses, and it results to offensive points for Jason Tatum. But yeah, like I said, you just got guys that could switch on-ball, off-ball screens. You could have your 5 go to play KD or even Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's such a spectacular player that, like, he could get past anyone. But the thing is, like, even if he does get past that 5 in Al Horford or Rob Williams, you got that other guy to pick up and transition and switch, which is why Al Horford's just been such a great pickup. That's why I think, you know, when Al Horford starts to get to that age where he's not really going to be able to step out the paint, we really got to look to get like a Miles Turner type player that could sort of like replace what Al Horford's doing. Also, the Celtics defense is one of the best at blocking passing lanes. I mean, they just have so much height and length on the defense to where the shortest guy out on the court is Marcus Smart. And Marcus Smart's the best perimeter defender on the team, and arguably probably the best defender on the team. And so it doesn't even matter that Marcus Smart is the shortest player. And then your second tallest player is typically like, what, 6'6"? Like, so we just have so much height and length, cut the passing lanes, switch on everything. Pretty much everyone can also play interior and perimeter defense, which makes it so effective. Like I said before, Al Horford could go out to the perimeter or go outside the paint, and we can be pretty good in most scenarios. But then we also got guys like Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who can, you know, switch onto the 5 when Al Horford goes out to guard a guy from perimeter, because then you could just have those guys D up on guys like the Kessler Edwards or Blake Griffins or Claxtons or whoever the bigger guys are in the rotations. If you put Tatum, Brown, or Smart on them, they're still going to do a really good job of holding up and probably get a pickpocket steal. But yeah, it's awesome, man, because Jason Tatum, everyone always talks about his offensive capabilities and no one ever seems to talk about his defense. And I've always been stressing that Jason Tatum has the potential to be a great defender. And it's just so sick to see that not only is he being a great defender, but he's putting in that extra effort. And you can tell he wants this, bro. He wants that matchup against KD, bro. You can tell every time. Since he's the primary defender on KD, you see every possession he just wants to strip that thing, and it's fucking sick. Another thing that's been very effective in this series is just that the Celtics also have a lot of strength. They got some bulky players in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and these guys, like, they're strong players. So when they match up against KD, they're banging them up in the post. Whenever Andre Drummond is out there, it's just so bad for the Nets sometimes. Like, when you see Andre Drummond, because the guy who's ever on Andre Drummond, which is usually like Al Horford or like Rob Williams, in game 3 at least, they're just like, dude, fuck Andre Drummond, bro. We're just doubling KD. And it's so funny. And Drummond just looks so lost because I don't think he's like used to being that wide open. So sometimes he'll just catch the ball wide open from like, and it's not like he's under the basket. He'll be like a cross like the around the top of the key or somewhere deep in the paint, and he just looks so like looking around lost, like doesn't know what to do. And then by the time he goes to make a chance to get to the basket, a guy right there is ready to recover, because we got so many guys that even if we go for that double, we can recover right away. I mean, we got some fast athletic guys that will make that recovery, and we have that length and stuff like that. Look at that by Marcus Smart. And they've just been doing so many things to just make it annoying for this Nets offense, and it's going to be awesome to watch the Celtics go on to face the Bucks. I mean, assuming that, I mean, they're up 3-0, Bucks are up, I think, 2-1 or 3-1. Like, it's pretty, at this point, we know it's going to be Celtics against Bucks. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Celtics do against the Giannis, if they sort of, you know, build a wall or do a box and one. It'll be interesting to see what they do. The Celtics typically in the playoffs actually have always had really solid defensive schemes against Giannis, even back when like Brad Stevens was coaching and stuff like that. So it's going to be awesome to see the doubles that they'll have on Giannis and stuff like that, and see how a little bit more worried about the Bucks though, because the Bucks do have guys that could space the court, and I mean, doubling on Giannis is a lot harder, especially in transition, than it is on KD. Not saying that Giannis is better than KD, although at this point you could probably make a good argument for it. But yeah, that's my video. I think I hit on everything I said. It's just crazy because it's just like I said, we have such a tall lineup, and we got guys like Marcus Smart, who's the shortest in the lineup, and our shortest guy in the lineup is literally a defensive player of the year at the guard, who's the first guard to ever win defensive player of the year since Gary Payton. So it's just it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. The Celtics defense, bro, is just, it's unbelievable. All right, so that's all I had to say. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. I love y'all, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.